Jacob, a good beach day for some people.
Oh, it's going to be a gorgeous beach day and many more to come even after today. So also some gorgeous weather here in central Alabama compared to this point last week. We had those repeated rounds of very widespread showers and storms each afternoon. Well, it's a much more isolated chance. It's not zero, but we can't rule out that very quick downpour in a place or two over the next couple of days. That's going to carry on into midweek, but overall mostly dry as that warm and humid air is going to remain around before we see a cold front push in here Thursday and Friday. That's going to shove a lot of the warmth and humid air out of here and actually giving us a return to more pleasant conditions with less humidity and cooler air returning for the upcoming weekend. But here's a live look along Highway 280 from our Grandview Medical Center Hospital here. You can tell a partly cloudy sky overhead there, temperature of 81 degrees, so starting to move into the lower 80s here at this hour. But areas over in eastern Alabama dealing with some lower to middle clouds that have been pushing in, and kind of a cool feature here. Some of these clouds are kind of hitting the higher elevations over in portions of Talladega County, and it seems like they're having trouble pushing past those higher elevations, likely due to some sinking air on the other side. So really just leading to a mix of sun and clouds for us here in the Birmingham Metro and much of the Interstate 65 corridor. Where those clouds are overhead, temperatures are still hanging out in the lower 70s for places like Talladega back over to Lineville and Anniston, but we're sitting at 80 in Alabaster, 82 for Jasper, and 85 already for Carrollton, Moundville, and Demopolis. So temperatures here in town are going to be warm enough to maybe take those lunch plans out on the back patio or the porch this afternoon as we reach those lower to middle 80s. Very small chance for an isolated downpour, but again, that's going to be more of a nuisance and kind of the exception, not the rule for many of us this afternoon. Futurecast shows it well, just a few specks of green popping up on radar. Again, these are very hard to predict, so just on a day like today, good idea to at least keep an eye on the radar if you have any outdoor plans, maybe some of those youth sport practices going on this afternoon. Same case for tomorrow afternoon. We're going to have a few of those pop up, very widely scattered showers and storms. It does appear the majority of these tomorrow will be east of Interstate 65, likely staying dry for areas like Tuscaloosa and Birmingham. So that rain chance around 20% for your Tuesday. Same for us here on Wednesday for just that very small chance of an afternoon storm. But again, mainly dry weather and more sun than clouds. Now rain chances increase heading into the end of our work week, 40 to 50% chance of rain for Thursday and Friday. That's going to be along a cold front that's going to produce some noisy and severe weather to our north and west over the next couple of days, but it loses a lot of its steam and dynamics by the time it reaches our neck of the woods for Thursday evening. So it's going to lead to a few rounds of some heavier showers and storms for Thursday evening going into our Friday afternoon, but it all pushes out of here thanks to a shot of cooler air arriving for the start of our weekend. Overnight lows by next week getting back into the 40s and 50s, and really that brings us to the end of our unofficial end to tornado season here in the deep south. So with that in mind, going into the start of May, cooler than average weather or near average temperatures for those morning lows back in the 40s and 50s means that we're likely going to be wrapping up our tornado season as we speak. It doesn't really seem like we have any signs for any potent storm systems to threaten us over the next couple of weeks. Temperatures are going to be back in those middle to upper 50s, Kristen, by next weekend.
All right. Thank you, Jacob.